We're here.
It worked.
We're back. Oh, I still hear it.
Yeah, I don't. Can you guys hear us? Because we don't know if I don't have anything. Do you have your mic?
Hello?
Do you have anything in your headphones?
No. Just the buzzing.
Can you turn it
Can
up?
you guys hear us okay?
Give me more up in the headphones. Hi. Hey, Chris, Charles. Hello. Good evening, Gabriel. So I'm not sure because we're not sure if you can even hear us. So we can't hear ourselves for some reason. And that doesn't mean that we're not here.
We can hear you fine, but the audio and video are considerably out of sync.
Yeah, we know. We've been trying to figure out what's going on. We're going to do a reboot real quick.
Yes, we can.
All right. So, hello, Dollar Menu. Are we still out of sync? Are we in sync?
Badoosh.
Anyway, all right. Well, for some reason, though, our headphones.
In sync now.
Okay. But I can't hear myself, which is crazy.
But lots of static.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, well, if you can bear.
So.
You're so shiny with apologies.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know. I can't fix it. Oh, I see my voice. So we are there, but for some reason we don't have headphones. All right. Well, whatever.
So, can you guys hear us now?
Are we out of sync? I'm doing the.
Abracadabra?
No, the. Better Call Saul.
Oh, wow. Okay, they can hear us and in sync.
Right.
All right, let's just do it.
All right, let's just do it. Hi.
Hi, so we're starting all over again. Happy Sunday.
I know. Crazy. So sorry, we've been like last weekend was crazy because just before we were supposed to get ready to start setting up, everything went crazy. We lost internet, and then at some point it failed completely.
Our TV was like frozen.
Everything was frozen.
Yeah, and the internet was.
But there was some weird device that connected to our system, which we to this day don't know what that weird device was. It was it was crazy. And did I turn my head? I think I did. I turned this down. So let me see something. If I turn this up, do I hear myself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I hear myself now? Can I hear me? Talk.
Hi.
Nope. Last time it was that, but it's not that this time.
Okay, let's not mess with anything else.
All right. Anyway, so if you guys didn't know or not,
so we don't really need these.
I know, huh? So this morning, I ran a 10K.
Yeah.
And, yep.
And I cheered you on.
She cheered me on.
I met you at the finish line.
Met me at the finish line, and I did it in 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Nice.
And
That's really good time.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Yeah, you've been practicing.
Yep.
I think the right word is I've been training, but you'll get there.
Okay, Megan Trainor.
Wow, you don't even know who that is.
It's a singer.
What's her song?
I don't know. She sang something with the music. Anyway, yes, your Yankees are in the World Series, and my Phillies are not, so don't rub it in.
My Giants were long gone. They didn't even make it to any kind of postseason. So
Nope, I did a 10K this time. I didn't do a 0.1K this time. Well, actually, she did a 10K.
oh wow, a 10K on Samtrans.
Yeah, I did a 10K on Samtrans. Yes.
What, you can do a 10K?
Yeah,
Can't
good.
you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, maybe not in an hour and 5, but
Do a 10K.
you can do a 10K.
Yeah, just give me a stack of tens with a K on the back, hundreds with a K on the back, and hey, we're good to go.
So I did a 10K. I did it this morning. So we've been up since like 5 o'clock in the morning.
For 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row. The 10K that I did was in Half Moon Bay. So we were there for the weekend, and they had a pumpkin festival. So we attended the pumpkin festival yesterday, and then today I did the 10K, and then after that we went to do the maze at Arada's pumpkin farm.
And it was amazing.
It was amazing.
If you've never done the maze, you need to do it at least once. And if you live in the Bay Area, out the other side of Half Moon Bay, there is Arada's pumpkin farm.
Yeah.
And before everybody tries to tell me there's a better one, I don't really care about the better one.
We like this one.
If we like this one, we love this one. It's more of a labyrinth than a maze. And they do it every year. They set it up around June or July, and they shut it down right at the end of Halloween. But basically, you get to go out and Megan should sing "Baby Got Back." Oh, wow!
Yeah, because she actually sang all about the bass. So that was the song I was going to tell you. Yeah,
it's all about the bass, no treble.
Okay, babe. That's
Oh, by the way, for those people who only watch this podcast because of her, we know who you are, Chris, or those who are recording it or videotaping
our podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody. So
shout out to
those who are videotaping our podcast.
Shout out to our silent watchers who don't actually chime in the chat, but then tell us later that they watch us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah. So if you're there and you're like a silent listener, you're watching it lurking in the background, jump in, join us. We don't ridicule you.
We don't bite
much.
Just say hello.
We don't even ridicule Gabriel. You can join us and ridicule Gabriel.
Well, just Gabriel?
Okay. We ridicule a few people.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. We don't ridicule anybody.
Including myself.
Yeah. For the past few months, my mom got a cold that turned into pneumonia, so she was in the hospital. Pneumonia.
Slow it down a little bit.
Oh, here you read it, then, expert.
Start all over.
No, you're an expert. Go ahead and read it.
Start all over.
No, go ahead.
In the past 2 weeks, my mom got a cold.
Slow down.
Then it turned into pneumonia.
Okay.
So she was in the hospital for a bit and is now home recovering. I also got strep throat and recovered. Never a dull moment. Oh, gosh. I haven't had strep throat since I was like 7, I think.
I had strep throat once, but then they stripped it.
Glad you feel better, Gabriel, and glad your mom's also doing better. Recovering.
You do realize that whenever you don't like something, I say you do this. Glad you're doing better. Glad you recovered.
I don't say
you
that.
Barely do that.
I just go like this. I do this.
No, you do this too. Glad you get better, Gabriel. Like you're pointing, as if by pointing, taking away my energy. It gives me more energy. It actually gives me more energy.
Well, I'm glad you have energy right now because I'm exhausted from today. To be honest, I'm a little exhausted, but that's okay.
Why take us on to build a new Safeway in South San Francisco near See's Candies? Oh, that's right. Well, actually, it's not a Safeway. It's a Safeway and a shopping center. I forgot about that one. Remember that new Safeway they're building by See's Candies?
Yeah. Is it really going to take 8 years? He says 8 years and counting.
Well, they had to break ground. They give you an estimate it's going to take $100 million to build.
How long has it been since they've declared that it's going to be?
But you got to remember that there was COVID, so you can't really count COVID yet.
Oh, so before COVID,
they
had already
broken ground for
that
it.
area.
The whole area is ripped off.
So I think it's going to take as long as it's going to take for Tanforan to become something else. To be honest, I'm laughing because Tanforan. I feel like I've heard them talk about Tanforan becoming like a couple of things over the past 5 years, and it's still a mall. But it's still a mall and has like 3 stores open and a food court, and that's about it.
Gabriel said we make fun of Lord Frieza. We
Oh
only
yeah,
make
we
fun
do
of
that
his
too. Yeah,
no, just his
but
profession.
he's not with us in the chat as much.
Yeah.
So we don't do it as often. That's the thing in my eye.
Yes, it's called eyeball.
Wow, that really bothers you, huh?
Anyway, so this morning, okay, here's how it went down. So she decided to do 10K, and I decided to make it easier on her. And I said, it's better that we stay in Half Moon Bay, and that way you don't have to go as far in the morning, because sometimes the traffic can be a nightmare going into Half Moon Bay for anything.
It's not a nightmare early in the morning, but it was more convenient because I had less to travel this morning.
And of course, Gabriel says we're out of sync again.
Oh,
well, I don't know how to fix the out of sync part. That's an issue with.
We need to call Justin Timberlake
and
Lance Bass.
Well, let's see if it gets back in sync. Let me know if it ever gets back in sync on its own. I mean, we can't fix it. We're not experts. We don't have the ability to fix it. It's something to do with whatever they're doing. And I'm not going to do a Windows restart. If I do that, then we really won't be back on the air for a little bit. Anyway.
Oh, latest date for Tampa and Teardown is June 2026. Gosh, that's 3 years from now. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
That's
Stop talking.
2.5 years. Okay.
I'll do a reload. All right. So we don't know.
We don't know if it
what's
works.
causing it to go out inside the sink. We don't know what's causing it.
Has this started since the new download?
Yeah. So, I mean, if it does it too often, then we might have to just eliminate the podcast altogether, because clearly we're just out of sync.
Yeah, it's kind of, well, and I guess it is a distraction if we're not in sync.
It's annoying, too, to me, that we can't stay in sync to do this thing.
Yeah.
And
Eric the Viking, yeah, I thought they've been talking about changing it into something. Okay, so if you guys aren't local, Tan Fran Shopping Mall is a mall here in the Bay Area. It's in San Bruno, and they've been talking about changing this mall like into something else for years. And I think it started going downhill when there was a shooting inside of the mall in the food court, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like back in 2018.
Yes.
We weren't here for that actually, but so now, so I've been wondering personally what the heck they're going to do with the mall, because at first they were talking about, didn't they say they were going to make it into some sort of like science campus, or
it was going to be
or something like that, but then they said like 3 years and then nothing happened. So anyways, it's interesting to know that they're going to tear it down, and it's slated for June of 2026, according to.
So I didn't know they were going to tear it down.
Don
I was told that they
Trump.
were going to create it and turn it into a campus and just fix up the existing building.
That's what I thought too.
And then I heard they were going to put housing there too, which wasn't the original concept, I thought.
That's interesting if they put housing there, because then they also have the housing right across the street near the Jack's restaurant.
Yeah.
That's like so expensive, but like I heard apparently it's not worth it.
Yeah, you know what's funny about when you mention expensive? Because I was talking to a guy who's following me on Twitter, X, he's worked for a hotel, and they're striking. They've been on strike for like 25 days, and they can't reach I guess they can't reach a what do you call it?
Consensus?
No, a contract.
Okay.
And then people are like, well, how do you know they're underpaid? And which I never said they were underpaid. Never said they were underpaid. I just said they need to come to a fair agreement. And they go, what's a fair agreement? I don't know what a fair agreement is. You have to look at the housing. I mean, not the housing. Look at the economy. I mean, how much? I mean, you know the Bay Area is expensive. Literally, we were out for 2 days, and every time we wanted to eat, because, we have to eat. The funny thing is you have to eat. You cannot go without eating.
That's what a lot of people spend their money on, too,
is
eating.
And we can't do fast food because it's just not really good for you on a long-term basis, or even a short-term basis for that matter. But every time we go to eat, it's always cost us somewhere around $50. It's $50, 46. And then one thing I don't like, which drives me insane, is uh, I hear a lot of restaurants are notoriously guilty of. So when you get your final bill, they add the tax as part of what should be tipping onto the tax too.
Oh yeah. So the tip
And
suggestions are always include the
so the
tax.
tip suggestions in 95% of the things we've run into, it's only one or two restaurants we found that don't do that, have the taxes included when they do the tip suggestion. So in other words, if your bill was $46 and you had an 8% tax, they would add that 8% tax into the final bill and make that
The
taxable.
tax, yeah, for the tip suggestion. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've come across that a lot here.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't remember how it was in Arizona, but I do remember.
Well, I caught it once. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Yeah, tipping is out of control. It's true, Eric, because I know that in other countries, tipping is not feel like it's not meant to feel like it's mandatory. And then in some places, like I think Europe, right? It's already.
Well, what bugs me is not only are you tipping now, so you have the cost of the food, which is out here is exorbitant.
And sometimes the quality is
And the food isn't that great.
Yeah.
You pay this money and the food's not that good.
Yeah.
Then you have the cost of the tip that they add to it. And then you add and people go, it's not much, but 1% of something is more than you should have spent before.
Well, and if you're eating in San Francisco, then you have healthy SF.
Well, some cities right now having healthy taxes
mandate.
because they want to give people who don't have insurance. So now you're paying for their insurance by eating out. And people go, well, why are you eating out for? Because sometimes you just can't be home.
Yeah. And I had a friend who posted something about how it's ridiculous eating out. So they're trying to eat at home more. But sometimes if you're doing things that require traveling or can't always make stuff at home, sometimes it is easier to just get food out. But I think the hard part about that is not only are you paying for food that is not, in my opinion, worth the amount you're paying, but you already know that the quality is not that great either. And many of these places, and we can I'm getting into the whole nutrition thing just really quickly, but we know that many of these places can use seed oils. So that's not the best for you either. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, and I get it.
And if you don't know what seed oil is, if you use canola, and it was back now. Well, it's back now either way and still in sync. Okay.
So yeah. So like canola, grapeseed oil, or you have what do you call it? Soybean oil.
And you know what's weird about canola oil? Because canola oil is really another name for rapeseed oil.
Yeah.
And and it's all the same. They just change the name so that you don't even know you're getting it.
But so the bad part about that is like you have like vegetable oils that are like mixed with water, so it becomes like hydrogenated oil and it ruins the quality. And then in higher heat, it changes it can change the chemistry of like the food and everything. So my whole point of bringing that up is that when you eat at restaurants, the hard part is that you're not getting like probably better quality than you would get at home, but it's like you're paying for the convenience, right? But it's like if you're going to pay so much, you would hope that it would be better. That's how I feel, at least. But you got to live a balanced life, so it's like eat out sometimes, make your food sometimes. It's just becoming a little too expensive.
Someone the other day commented on me. He says, "Are you always at Costco?" And the answer is no.
You guys, he goes to Costco for fun. Like it's like twice a week he goes to Costco and doesn't even buy anything. Just kidding.
Anyway,
I'm kidding.
Anyway, so no, we do go to Costco probably more than normal people.
No, you
because
go to Costco.
Okay, I go because she doesn't like to go. Because we don't actually buy ultra processed foods. We actually avoid ultra processed foods to the best of our ability. Number one. Number two, we only go there for very certain items that are grass fed, which are the chomps.
And I like their grass fed beef patties too.
They're grass fed beef patties,
which are frozen.
They're butter. They're
Grass-fed butter.
Grass-fed butter, which is the green one, right?
Kerrygold.
Kerrygold.
And then I also get their...
We get the eggs because the
pasture raised.
And then the organic blueberries.
And I get the grass-fed A2 yogurt too, the double pack.
So basically, we only get like 7 things from there.
And then Gabriel's being a smart ass by saying, "Do you go there for grass-fed gasoline?" No, but the gasoline's cheaper.
Well, it's cheaper by in some cases 40 cents.
Sometimes it's cheaper by like 60 cents.
Sometimes you find it's I remember there was a time when you guys were arguing about gas prices, and we were getting it for $1.89, and not $1.89 with cash only, because they don't take cash, only cards and membership. So imagine when people were arguing about $3 gas in California and Arizona, we were getting it for $1.98.
$1.89, you said.
Well, okay, 89.98, 10-cent difference. Anyway.
9 cents difference.
Okay, Gabriel.
Okay, it's Gabriella. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You got strep throat?
No, haven't had it since I was 7.
Might be coming up soon.
Is that a threat?
Mr. Badley TV, I just came back from Maker's Fair 2024 Bay Area at Mirror Island Naval Shipyard in California. Congratulations. I hope you had a good time. You know what a Maker's Fair is?
No.
It's where
Maker Fair?
When you make her fair. When she's not being playing right, you make her fair. Oh, there's a story I was going to tell last week that I didn't tell because we didn't have the internet, and I've been waiting to tell it.
Okay.
It was a story of. So I ran into. Let's just get into it. So I ran into some people that are like, "Hey, you remember some old SFPD guys?" They're like, "Hey, you remember me from Broadway?" Because I used to go out on Broadway.
Broadway is an area in San
Broadway.
Francisco.
There used to be a big problem. They used to have fights every night. Tons of fights. It was crazy. And I would go out there every weekend on Saturday night and record it, Friday night, Saturday night, and record the fights. And they got, man, you must have got paid big bucks for that. And there's so much misconceptions or misinformation about going out to do these stories. So I did to go out on Saturday and Friday night and Saturday night to get the video of these people not knowing what was going to turn. I just wanted to show the atmosphere. The fights were something that just happened. I didn't go out there looking for fights, but the fights would happen on their own. There would just be, everything going crazy. And the cops would, about 1 o'clock was a bewitching hour. I say bewitching because at that point, everybody would come out the bars and they're drunk. And all they want to do is fight. I don't know what it is about partying all night long. Then when you get done, I just want to fight somebody. And then the police were like outnumbered by all the people fighting. And the cars were coming back and forth doing whatever they wanted. It was just chaos. And then I showed enough of it where the city cracked down. But what people don't know is that I never got paid to do that. I did that on the weekends because we weren't allowed to have overtime. So I worked Monday through Friday, 8-hour regular hour shifts, because they had to have a story on the air almost every day. And then I would go out and shoot these stories so that I can have some content for the next week. But I shot those basically unpaid, so that when Monday through Friday came up, I had content to air for you guys, stuff for you guys to look at. Not every single day, maybe one day of something, unless something really big happened. So people didn't know that I was out there. People go, "Oh, you're doing it," because what they probably come across is that people think I do stuff for clicks, and that is so like 19. What year was that? That's so 2003 that people did stuff for clicks. For me to get clicks, for me to do something for clicks, I would literally have to have every single video get 1 million views. But here's the funny part about my videos I posted. When I was working for them, I never posted them for never a click thing involved in it. There was nothing that gets. I benefited nothing from posting videos on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I did that because I wanted you guys to see what was going on out there. And I would literally spend 10-hour days at work, but only got paid for 8, sometimes 12-hour days, but only got paid for 8 because to get overtime, you have to ask for it to be approved. And they really never approved overtime. So if you wanted to give people the content they wanted and they needed, you needed to do the extra mile. And And the crazy part about that is I did all that, even though people were calling me names, calling me stuff in the book, making death threats, uh, looking for where I live at. They even had a. If you remember, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but there was a time when they had a F. Stanley Roberts sideshow, and I say F because you know the other word. They literally are going to drive to my house and do a sideshow in front of my house, and I was like, "There's no way they don't even know where I live at," because I did everything I can to make sure my information wasn't out there. But but the internet, and I have to put this. Unfortunately, I throw my youngest under the bus for a second. She wanted to join. She wanted to win prizes, and I didn't realize this. So this was an issue. So if everybody sells your information. So when you go to like an event and you fill out one of those forms because you want to win a cruise somewhere, and you never really win the cruise, they're selling your information. You fill that out and then they sell it. And what happens? That information goes up on the internet. Like just the other day, I was on looking at. I got an alert about my information, and it says that remember somebody named Tammy in Texas was using my social security number. She was just using it. Now she hadn't applied for anything yet, but now we know that she's using it because it showed up on an application she filled out. So, and also got that whole thing with AT&T where they sold your information over the internet. Where they were hacked and all your information went out there. That's what's going on nowadays. So I went to Foster City PD. At that point, I lived in Foster City. And I said, hey, they're planning this. They put out flyers. Said F. Stanley Roberts Sideshow on a certain date. I showed it to the PD. They go, yeah, well, how do you know let me see if I can find your address. It took her this amount of time to find her address. Just that time. Oh, right, this is where you live at. I was like, I couldn't figure it out. Turned out, by my daughter filling out those forms, she basically gave up. She writes.
She wasn't even living with you though.
No, but when we hung out every weekend. Mm-hmm. Every weekend, religiously, we hung out, and so she would write in, her name, but of course she couldn't write her name, so she'd write my name and then the address, so she could win a prize. Well, unfortunately, when you do that, your information goes out. You're freely giving people your information, and most of these companies make money off your information, not off. They may offer a prize, but you'll never know who won. All you know is that you gave them information so you can win. So, and it wasn't an email addy. It wasn't anything about an email. It was your actual physical address when this was going on. So you can give out email addies. Doesn't even matter anymore because they still figure out a way to do it. I mean, if they get I get these letters says, hey, your information is found on the black market. And you go back and you look and you realize it's like, but they have the old addresses, but it's still your information. So if you fill out a form, and if you do it, you don't even realize it. You're really giving away your information that way too. And people are like, oh, well, I never give out information. Well, actually, you do a lot of times. You don't even know it. You're doing it. Sometimes you do it subconsciously. I'm not going to say unconsciously. I'm going to say subconsciously. But back to the story I'm saying is that, so it's really, it's an interesting world we live in is that your information is, unless you live in a cave, your information is not protected. And at this point, it never will be because they're out here looking for any way they can to take away your information. Mm-hmm. What did Parrot say?
You can't see it.
No, because you tell me I can't read, so go ahead.
I didn't say you couldn't read.
Read slower. Go ahead.
Just read it, Pete.
No, it's all right. I don't want to be ridiculed today.
You've already been ridiculed.
I know.
2 weeks ago, I enjoyed my time in LA, went to both Disney Park in 2 days, visit Simi Valley to check out our old house and church, visit LA Temple, and hit the pier.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you. That was good information. I thought there was something wrong with what I was talking about. I thought I had your attention.
Well, I thought you were reading it, so...
No.
You have to read it.
I read it. But I've read it up. I didn't read that loud. Anyway, so we're talking about all the different things that have been going on with, doing these stories I've been doing that everybody loves to grow up and loves. And I meet people all the day. Say, hey, you can see sometimes they say, is that Stanley Roberts? And I know they said it, or Diane will catch it, and she'll go, hey, they're talking about you. And I usually walk up to and shake their hand or whatever. But I met people that said they saw me in Disneyland, you know, that I've met, but they don't realize that to do these stories, I literally work for free a lot of the times.
Well, I thought when you were telling the story, you were going to talk about the, or am I mistaken?
About
You were going to talk about the um, the the division that was looking at you, that was following you,
the division?
or whatever it is, the department that was following you. Is that not what you were going to talk about?
Department?
Yeah, the SI, whatever it's called.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that's what you were trying to
No,
talk
what I
about.
was going to talk about was.
I thought you said that's. I thought
No.
that was the story
No,
that you
the story I was
said.
talking about, no, that one I'm not making public.
Okay.
Yet.
But you said you were.
No, I said I'm not. I'm talking. What I'm making public is that what I didn't know was that while I was doing those stories and working for free and doing the stuff on the road, pounding the payment to do stories so you guys can have great content and tell you the stories about what things are going on. You can watch it. It's stuff that you love to watch. I did not know that TV stations in the Bay Area were calling up the police department, SFPD at that point, and telling them that I had too much access and that they should limit my access because they're not getting the same access. And so the truth be told is I didn't have any extra access. Mm-hmm. I just happened to be the kind of person that was out there walking the streets everywhere, going around looking for stuff. And if you look for stuff, you will find it. That's the whole thing about. What's up? No, I'm trying to read,
I can monitor the comments. Right. Well, you were still in the middle of something with this.
Okay.
With this, I could mention that later.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this until about a week ago. Someone says, "Oh, by the way, you knew that some of the TV stations complained about you having too much access," which explains why one day I'm told that I'm no longer allowed. I'm only allowed to have 2 ride-alongs a year. And I had to have a full background check every time I went to do a ride-along. So I was unaware that this was going on. I didn't know about it until November. Now, I'm not even in local news anymore. I'm an independent journalist. So to see that and hear that, and these are coming from sources that I truly respect, and I knew they wouldn't be lying to me. But imagine you out there working your butt off trying to do stories, only to find out that the people that are in other stations, TV stations, conspired to. I don't know if they came together or not. They just complained that I had way too much access, and rather than people checking into it, or rather than hiring somebody to counter the stories I did, they just went and shut it down, or did what they could to shut it down. So there you go. That was the story.
It sucks.
Yeah, there are other stories too.
Sounds like jealousy at its finest.
It's weird though, because here you are pounding the payment to do the best stories you can, only to find out that, and people go, and the funny part is when I find out about it, and it's not just one source; it's multiple sources that have confirmed it. It's just crazy. So, and the other thing I'm not going to talk about yet because I'm still trying to get some more details on it. I want to make sure that my facts are right before I say anything. And plus, I have something coming up right now that may compromise that, so I don't want to discuss that. Ooh. Anyway, the other TV station thought that if they would make it hard for you to make content, then fewer people would watch the news channel instead of watch their news channel.
Yeah, basically. Sounds a little conniving. It's like, why don't you just do better work?
But I guess I was a little bit naive because, keep in mind, I was never an on-air personality person. When I started out in the business, I was always behind the scene. The OJ trial, the OJ arrested, the pursuit, behind the scenes. You might hear them mentioned by name every now and then, but I was behind the scenes. Cops, behind the scenes. You didn't see me on camera. You saw me running with the camera, but not. And the funny thing about that is, people think, "Man, you're out of breath. Why are you breathing like that?" I'm not wearing a mic.
It's a cop.
The cops are wearing the mic.
Yeah.
The cops are the ones wearing the mic, not me. We mic them up, and all the breathing you hear is these guys running. They're like, "Oh man, you out of breath. You need to exercise more." No, it's not me. But try running after somebody wearing 50 pounds of weight.
And even if you're breathing hard while running, Like, you don't need to exercise more in order to not. You have to breathe.
No, you hold your breath.
You have to breathe to run. So that makes no sense. Exercise more. That saying makes
Well, people
no
say what
sense.
they want to say, you know.
Those are the people that also probably can't run.
Yeah, yeah. People. It's funny how I'm always. You're right. The gear is heavy. You got. You run in boots. You got a belt on, which has extra stuff. It's heavy, and you're running their behind off trying to get away.
Yeah.
Jumping fences, running in backyards. Luckily, LAPD had airships, so that made it a little bit better. And then they used the flare where they could heat up, light the area up, and then you could see like glowing bodies under cars and whatnot. So that's how they found them. It's like you just turn the flare on, and all of a sudden you can see where they are. Even though they're hiding behind a bush, the heat signature from their body shows up on the flare. They go, oh, it's right there. And the funny thing about LA is I love the LAPD's ability to secure a scene, because the minute there's a report that they need help or an officer needs assistance, they shut down the whole area. Every single intersection, sheriff's department, same way. They all shut it down, and then they just kind of like, okay, nobody comes in and out until we figure out what's going on. It's really bad for the people who are innocent, but which is interesting that I brought up the whole innocent thing. I was watching the news today. I'm sorry to change subjects real fast. CBS this morning, after you did your run, we got back in time to watch CBS this morning. And I didn't know this. And tell me if you guys knew this in the chat. So you know that if you get exonerated for a crime you didn't commit, so if you spent 30 years in prison, only to find out that you were exonerated. Now, I didn't say found innocent. There's a difference. Exonerated. In other words, they said we had new evidence that says you may not have done this crime. So you're now free, but you've been in jail for 30 years. So you have to reacclimate yourself. But all you come out of jail with is the clothes they arrested you with 30 years ago. Shoes, pants, shirt, underwear, all that stuff 30 years ago. And that's it. But if you are paroled or you serve your time, they give you all kinds of... Now people go, well, you get money if you've been wrongfully accused, so that's not a problem. Not all states do that. Some states don't give you anything. Other states give you money, but only after it's like you have to petition for this money. You have to petition for this money.
You have to do
and then that takes
more work.
You have to do work that you've never done before because you've been in jail for 30 years, but you have to petition for this money that may take a couple more years. So if you went in jail when you were 20 and you come out 30 years later.
And that's crazy too, because what if you go into jail at 20, and what if the people you knew or like your family members like are no longer alive?
One guy said half his family passed away while he was in prison.
Yeah.
He came out to nobody.
Yeah, and like if he doesn't have family and like, maybe his friends have long gone forgot about him.
And they say you got to sue. But again, in some cases, lawsuits can drag on for years.
For years, yeah. And sometimes, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to win.
And well, I mean, if you were wrongfully accused, you hope that they would settle.
Well, you would hope,
but some people would say, well, we think that we don't think he was released. So they'll say, we're not sure his release. His release was actually. We still think he's guilty. You got him out, but we still think he's guilty. The Menendez brothers.
Oh yeah, that's like, isn't that being like reconsidered right now?
They're being. So imagine they get out. They're coming out.
But I think the argument with them is that, I mean, they committed the crime, but I think the point is like they're trying to prove that they committed the crime
in self-defense.
In self-defense.
Right. And of course they may have a family structure, but if you see even a family split on this.
Yeah, because I think the father's side, right, is saying that he didn't abuse that the father didn't abuse them.
And I covered them in this trial when I worked in LA.
Yeah.
Right outside the.
They've been in prison since like 1990.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a long time.
It
wasn't
19. Well, no, it was a little bit because I started in LA in 1991.
Okay.
So it's somewhere around
that time. They were arrested in 90, weren't they?
Yes.
Because weren't the crimes in 89?
Yeah, but they were arrested. But it's just crazy that. So if you're exonerated and they say, well, we don't. He's free to go after 30 years because you were convicted of a crime you didn't commit. And there are some people out there who literally, and the bad part is it's watered down because some people are in there for crimes they did, but they're still saying they didn't commit.
Wow.
And then there are people who actually did not commit a crime. But then you know the joke. Oh, I know. Let me guess. You're innocent, right? Everybody here is innocent. We're all innocent.
Well, it's interesting too because I feel like I mean, and I know this isn't like real because we just finished the series Better Call Saul,
Mm-hmm.
and like Better Call Saul has all of these like cases that like he tries to get like these people that have clearly committed the crimes out of like jail or out of being arrested or whatever, and it's just crazy that I think that like maybe some of this stuff really does happen in real life, right? I
Yeah.
mean, not to the extreme, but are you reading comments? Do you want to read some comments?
No, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm just making sure I don't miss anything.
Men-
They're talking about what we're talking about now. So Menendez brothers killed their parents, right? Yes.
Yes. For reasons, I suppose, sickening. Well,
they claim that they were molested and whatnot.
Yeah, so I guess like the new evidence is, again, were you just shivering?
No, I was shaking my shoulder.
Oh, okay. And again, I'm not clear on this 100%, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But isn't the new evidence that they found this letter that one of the brothers wrote claiming
I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
I haven't been following that closely.
I haven't either. I've just seen
the snippets on there because right now.
Same. And don't they have like a Netflix special or something?
It's really hard to navigate TV now and the internet because everything is politics.
That's true. Or so everything turns to
I'm not going to lie. I'll be glad when this political cycle is over.
Yeah.
Because everything you do, everything you talk about now, everything people talk about it. No matter, let me see how can into this conversation.
You'd be like, I ran a 10K, and they'd be like, oh, okay, well, so then who are you voting for?
No. Not they would actually voting for. They go, oh, you ran a 10K. Oh yeah, I bet those people that came across the border ran 10K too. What?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What?
Wait, so yes, saying hello to Gil, saying hello to Betty Veronica. Did I miss anyone? Saying hello to Toker? I feel like
I think it's Toker, like in Toker.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about this before, and I completely forgot. I'm also. You'll have to excuse me. I'm also very exhausted right now, and so if I say some things that don't make sense, I apologize.
So not only did we do a 10K run, but then we went to the labyrinth and we did that, which took about 22 minutes to complete it.
But I've done, you guys, like, I'm not kidding. Let me see. I just looked at my steps earlier. I've made a lot of steps today. My step count right now is 17,925.
And remember, every 2,000 steps
is a mile.
Is a mile.
So my step distance today is 9.26 miles.
She literally ran and walked 9 miles a day.
I ran the 6.2 miles and then walked a whole bunch after that.
Because I took her to the labyrinth, which is really difficult to get through.
Yeah.
But I'm really good with directions.
He's really good. So that's why we got through it in like 22 minutes because if I hadn't been with him, it would have. And I'm really bad at remembering like where I went and like what certain places. Because I mean, it really all looks the same to me. To be honest, it's just a bunch of haystacks. It's just a bunch of haystacks. So, anyways, we did that and walked around for a little bit. But I am drained right now.
And every year we go to Arata's pumpkin farm.
Yeah.
And it's literally on Highway 1, just past, about 5 miles past downtown Half Moon Bay.
Yeah.
And it's on your left-hand side. And even though they charge $20 for parking, if you pay the $20 for parking, you actually get it back because they give you a pumpkin and some of your money back. So you get a pumpkin and stuff like that. So it's kind of like covers it. And they have cool things like an haunted house. They have They have
pony rides.
Pony rides.
They have a
children's zoo.
Yeah.
And you can pick pumpkins and pick. We brought some.
Pickles.
No,
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. And so I'm having, and they're like just Brussels sprouts, but it's like a whole.
Where are the Brussels sprouts?
They're in the kitchen.
Oh.
It's like a whole stack of them. And I'm walking with it. The guy goes, "Wow, are those Brussels sprouts?" And I said, "Oh no, these are chickens."
Being a smart butt.
I'm like, you literally just answered your own question. But I ran into a lot of people out there that were like, "Hey, Mr. Roberts, we love what you're doing. Thank you." It's like, how come you're not on TV anymore? Yeah, I love that one. How come you're not on TV anymore? Well, you know what? I was going to go back to Kron and go and walk in there and grab my desk back, just like from Seinfeld. But that doesn't work that way. People go, you should go back on TV. If it was that simple, then I'd be back on TV tomorrow. But it's changed a lot.
Yeah. So I missed something, but Chris said the appeal is based on allegations that the father not only abused them but also assaulted a 14-year-old.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So I think I'm going to have to look more into that because I've been seeing that story pop up a lot, and I've been choosing not to follow it. But I'm actually more intrigued now because I think that like if there is a chance that they are going to be released from prison, that this is going to be one to watch.
Well, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, and like I heard, but again I don't know that like people send them like mail in prison, and they're like fanning over them.
Oh wait, no, I got a better
and
one for
Scott
you.
Peterson too.
Scott Peterson
Yeah.
is in jail,
Yeah.
and women actually are circling the farm to try to they yell at him.
Wow.
Now there are single men out there right now that wish they could find a good woman, but they're circling the farm trying to hook up with him.
And he's accused of killing his pregnant wife.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, not to say. Well, I mean, never mind. I'm not going to get into it. But that's wild.
No, that's not. That's crazy.
I think wild and crazy are along the same lines.
No. Wild is like a roller coaster.
Is it more like psychotic?
I'm like, wait, what? I mean, when I heard this, I was no way. No, they're literally circling, trying to holler at him. This man killed his wife. Well, alleged. Well, no, he was convicted of killing his wife.
He was convicted, yeah, of killing his wife and unborn child.
And people are yelling at him, "Hey, Scott, can I call you?"
He's in prison.
No, that's what I'm saying they're doing.
I know, but he's in prison. Like, how you gonna call him? What is wrong with people?
Both brothers got married in jail. One Lyle got married, divorced in a second. Imagine getting married in jail.
Oh yeah, I read that too. Yeah. Well, didn't one of them got married in jail? The other one got married, but then didn't he get divorced and then remarried
they just
or
said
something?
That.
Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah. Chris just said that. Okay, never mind.
Chris be on top of that stuff.
Chris, you be on top of that. Oh, I'll post you a link to you to. Oh, Chris said I'll post you a link to your DMs. Okay, cool. Yeah, be interesting to read more about this. Just because when they were arrested and this whole thing was going on, I was a kid. So I mean, like this was like what, late 80s, early 90s.
But think about the world we live in, where somebody. I mean, it's not just men either. It's not just women. It's men that they literally are hitting up people that are in prison. I mean, I'm okay. You're still a human being. I get it, but it's mind-boggling to me. I would never in my life think, man, I gotta find me a good prison woman.
Remember the photo of that inmate with the tear?
Yeah.
It was like this. Like I think he was. I don't remember. I know he was the picture. He was like in an orange jumpsuit. I think he was like very like light skinned black guy. Mm-hmm. Remember? And people were like loving this guy. Do you remember that? And he had to like break it to people that he was married or something.
Now, people like you and I, and literally, I have to say this because we live in a world right now, and if you haven't noticed it, we have. And I'm trying not to be pessimistic, but if you do things right, you almost don't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's like if you do things wrong, it seems like you thrive and get ahead.
And I'll use something minimal and menial, but I tweeted about it because we went to the Pumpkin Festival in the morning, and we drove down the street, and we saw a parking space, but we were going the opposite direction. So I drove up to a driveway.
To do a legal U-turn.
It was a residential street. So, in California, you cannot make U-turns in business districts at all. So there was no sign of saying that. So I literally go up about 20 yards. I pull in to back out to take the parking space I want to get. As I'm turning around, I see a car turn the corner. Now, in California also, you cannot make a U-turn within 200 feet of an intersection. But we were probably, when I say 20 feet, it's probably more like By the time we saw it, it was like literally at the end of the intersection. So we were probably about a half a block down. So we made the U-turn. We pulled the driveway, and as we turn out, this car makes the turn and then flips a U-turn right there.
Yeah, right in front of us.
Right there where you're not supposed to make a U-turn, right by the crosswalk.
And then park. Even though he had his blinker on, and then proceeds to park in that spot.
And then here's the part that gets me.
Oh, go.
So as we're driving by, the guy knows he did something that he shouldn't have done. So he's looking like this.
The passenger was too. The passenger was looking at us as well.
Like, yeah, we got your spot.
Yeah.
And that's what makes road rage.
Yeah.
Because when they know they did it wrong, and they look at you, like to see how you're going to respond.
Yeah, and both of us just were like, you know what, we're not going to start our day off like that. Like,
I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm not going to start my day off.
No negativity.
I'm not. I'm just going to find.
But here's another thing, though. We get to this festival. We have our breakfast. Stanley has the great idea of bringing these chairs so we can line up and watch the parade. So we set up our chairs to watch the parade. We go walk around for a little bit. No one touches the chairs. Cool. We can actually trust people, right? No one touches the chairs. We sat in our chairs. Parade's about to start, maybe like 5-10 minutes or whatever. And these like group of like 4 guys, pretty young, right? Maybe like early 20s, maybe teenagers. I don't know. Literally stand right in front of us.
But they don't just stand in front of us.
We can't see.
But they don't just stand in front of us. They stand in front of us, and one of them turns around and stares at us like, but we're just going to stand here.
Yep.
And
they didn't say that. They looked at us.
Like, are you going to say something? And so I'm like, and I took a picture and posted it. And I'm like, we went through. Now, let me explain to you the chair thing. I've been going to this festival for as long as I've been able to go to the pumpkin festival.
Yeah.
I really like it. They have pumpkin pancakes in the morning. It's a charity. You donate the money for the pumpkin pancakes. It goes to some of the schools. But I never really ever bring a chair. So we get there and we're trying to find a spot so we can watch the parade. And it's literally like people. It's like
it got packed pretty fast.
Super packed. So this time we brought our chairs and we put them down and we tied them together so you can't, if you kick one, you got to take them both. And because we do know that you have to, some people do steal stuff. Because we saw a bench that was chained to the wall.
We saw what?
The bench chained to the wall.
Sorry, I thought you said something else.
A bench.
That's why I asked again. Well, what?
So,
because I heard something else.
So we did this. Like, okay, we got the perfect spot. I know it's sunny and we're going to burn. We're going to get sunburned. But we got a spot.
We got a spot.
So we walked. We came back.
It wasn't in shade, but yeah, we got a spot.
Came back. It was time for the parade. We sat down. We're like, okay, we did all this work. Like, this is preparation. This is preparing. This is us being ready for the parade. We're comfortable. It's right there. We get a great view. We don't have to move out the way and elbow people. And these people walk right over and stand right in front of us.
Yeah.
Like, and finally what I did was I said, hey, just a heads up. Sheriff department's going to probably move you because you're in the roadway.
And they actually
moved. They walked away. So it worked. But, some people wouldn't have gone that direction.
But not after me staring at them for like a good 2 minutes.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Gabriel said we're out of sync again.
Out of joke?
No, someone else wrote funny joke.
Yes, Betty. That's what I thought he said. That's why I was like, wait, what'd you say? A what?
So before I keep doing this, is anybody else seeing us out of sync? Because Gabriel seems to be the only one having issues with our synchronicity.
Or at least pointing it out.
Or at least pointing it out. So is anybody else, are we out of sync with anyone else? Because if it's just him, then it's not our issue. It's a Gabriel issue. But if it's everyone else, then let me know if we're out of sync. So I'll wait because it's about an 8-second delay. Mm-hmm. Yes, okay, thank you. So we're going to do another one. Here we go. This is the last one, though. After this one, if we go out of sync, we're going to stay out of sync.
Yeah, we've been on for 50. What? Did they still hear all of that, though? Oh, they didn't hear? Oh, did they hear us?
No.
He was like talking behind the scenes saying he wanted some ice cream, and then I said, no ice cream tonight. And then he said, what'd you say in Spanish? Or what'd you try to say in Spanish?
No tiempo.
No tiempo? That means no time.
Yeah, no time. You said no time, but I'm going to use some ice cream.
I don't want ice cream.
I didn't say you.
I'm too tired.
I'm gonna have me
I
a
don't
little
want
bit.
any sugar.
I'm gonna have a little bit, and I'm gonna watch a little bit of TV, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm just gonna go to bed.
All right, but don't call me. Tell me I can't sleep because you're not here.
You know we're still on the podcast, right?
Oh.
You guys, this is how you talk to me when we're not on the podcast, guys. Anyways,
just so you know, I didn't sleep on this. I think it was Chris. Let me double check first before that.
Oh no, about the
No, somebody made a comment that was really good.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Oh, William Williams said,
yeah,
these women have something called a attachment disorder. Like a man who is in jail is safe because they can't have a relationship with the men in jail.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I mean, you never really understand why someone does something sometimes. Sometimes you can't understand, but like that makes sense. So if that actually is happening to some of these women, or men, it makes sense because they're not, it's like you're not 100% committed because you're not always with them. They're the person's in jail.
In other words, it's kind of
like,
okay, it would be like if I drove you crazy, but you knew that when I drove you crazy, that all I had to do was hang up, and then I can have my time back. In other words, let's say I drove you crazy.
What do you say?
No, listen, it makes sense when I finish it. I drove you crazy, and but in jail, you just hang up, and then you don't have to deal with them. But with me, I drive you crazy, and then I still drive you crazy.
You don't drive me crazy. I love you. But it's true, though, Gil69 says, Stanley, 9 have difficulty sleeping when maybe the 9's not there, but
I have difficulty sleeping when my wife is not in the room.
It's weird. Okay, let's keep it so real right now.
She has difficulty sleeping when I'm in the room and when I'm not in the room.
Let's keep it so real right now, guys. It is true. When he is not in the room, I have a hard time falling asleep because I'm concerned about him. I'm like, is he like doing okay? Did he fall asleep on the couch? Like,
do you love me? Do you want me? Is this your real phone number?
Can we not make a face? And then when he is in the room, I can't sleep because he makes noises. And when I mean noises, sleeping noises.
No, she literally one day said, "Could you stop breathing?"
No, I just said, "Could you stop snoring?"
No, and I said, "I'm not even asleep yet." She goes, "Well, you're breathing so heavy." I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm getting relaxed. That's my relax. When I'm relaxing, I breathe a different breathing than when you're fully alert. When you start to relax, you go to like, okay, let your breathing relax, deep breaths. That's me when I get relaxed. Before, because I'm a person.
You're like relaxed 24/7, like the Waffle House.
I'm the person who can go to sleep anywhere.
Anywhere, guys.
Except driving.
Yeah. Like thank God.
Driving is so driving. I don't go to sleep. I remember though the funniest sleep story I ever had was I had jury duty, and to this day I still didn't know that I was popular. Popular. I just figured I was just some guy on TV, which I was. Really? I was just.
Diane loves to be bothered by Stanley.
Yeah.
Add Diane Faith because he's an old dude.
He said relaxation sleeping doesn't work for me. It just makes me more anxious.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, you tell your story and then I have something to say. Go ahead.
So I didn't know that. I really, and to this day, I never understood the popularity of people being bad at number one. I'll tell you that 100 times. I said, I never understand the popularity of it. I don't know why people like it so much, but I'm glad they do. Never understood that. And she can contest that. I've said it 100 times. But I also didn't realize the level of popularity I had in the public.
Is this the jury duty?
Yeah. So I get jury duty.
Oh, God. Stanley behaving badly, yo.
I get jury duty, and yes, I did.
Behave badly, 100%.
But here's the deal. You cannot put me in a quiet room, by myself or with a group of people, and expect me to sit there and function like an ordinary human being.
But I can do that, though.
You're an ordinary human being.
I'm so sleepy right now, but I can still not.
Well, I'm not going to fall asleep. I'm not going to fall on the floor and start
podcast.
sleeping here. But I'm saying that you're sitting in the room in jury duty. It's just super quiet.
I've never fallen asleep during jury duty before. Never.
I didn't finish telling the story yet.
Okay.
You're giving away the.
Sorry. Okay, go. Go, B.
So I'm sitting there, minding my business, trying to like wait for them to call me for jury duty. I'm in the waiting room, not the room where you go up to the jury. This is in the little waiting room they give you. And I'm sitting there, and next you know, I feel this. That's when you're nodding off. It's like, and then one day I heard you can hear yourself snore, and then wake yourself up, and you figure,
There were
okay,
people looking at you.
no, nobody, and that's just it. No one blinked an eye, right? I thought,
They didn't
okay,
want you to see that. They didn't want you to see that.
no one
looking
in the
at
jury
you.
rooms said, none of the jurors, potential jurors, said anything. It wasn't until I got up to leave and he said, okay, you guys are dismissed for the day. And as I'm walking out, and the guy who was supposed to be there to monitor everybody said, people sleeping badly.
Is this the time there were smartphones? Did you take a picture?
No.
Oh, good.
People sleeping badly.
Careful. You gotta be careful. And Ram says being able to sleep anywhere, anytime is sleep apnea.
No. Well, yes, I do have a little bit of sleep apnea. But it's not that kind of.
I thought that was like narcolepsy.
No, narcolepsy is when you just fall asleep while you drive.
No, there was a dog in a field that just fell asleep.
But no, my whole life has been like that. Even when I was a kid, if I laid down for a few minutes, I was done.
I did not do
because
that.
I ran on super energy up until I rested. I would go nonstop, boom, 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 full of energy, do this, do that, do that, do that. But the minute I stopped and sit down, my body goes, okay, it's supposed to be sleepy time. Sleepy time? Is this sleepy time?
I honestly don't know if I've always had a hard time falling asleep. I don't think I think when I started doing overnights, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, I think that's when I started having a hard time, like, sleeping and staying asleep, and then also having anxiety. But, like, when I have, like, big events coming up, like, the next day or something, and I have to wake up early, like, for example, this 10K run that I did this morning, I would have to wake up at, like, 5 o'clock. I couldn't sleep. I mean, I slept better, but I couldn't sleep as well as I would have liked to. And then the morning before, when we also woke up at 5 a.m. to go to the festival, I also had a hard time sleeping. Anytime I have something really early in the morning, it's almost like my mind is like,
the mind's telling me no.
My mind is like, you have to make sure you are awake, so then I can't fall asleep. I don't know.
So this is here a scratching sound. Are you doing something?
No, I think it's the buzz that we hear.
I don't hear any scratching.
Oh, I hear the buzz.
No, scratching.
No, I don't hear any scratching.
Okay.
William Williams says, okay, new video streaming idea. Put Stanley in an empty room for 30 minutes and watch what he does. I'll bet you what he'll do is this. Oops. Night.
Look, I love my sleep. But if I'm driving.
There's no microphone rubbing up against the shirt because our mics are right here.
Yeah. Yeah, our mics are here.
We're not wearing them, so I'm not sure. But anyways, we've been on for 66 minutes, so we're going to sign off anyway.
Yeah, it's almost time to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're not going to do like a close to 2-hour stream like we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. We're not going to do that for sure. And we don't know what that's coming from. But to make it easier for you, and no more scratchy sounds, I'm Millennial.
Oh, Gabriel says you just fix. Oh, I'm so confused. Okay,
I don't know.
Well, I'm a boomer.
I'm Millennial.
I just said I'm a boomer.
I'm Millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And we really enjoy. I mean, you could be anywhere you want to. And I know some of you guys are sitting and lurking in the background, not talking, not enjoying, not jumping on the chat. And you enjoy the chat. We appreciate it.
We love our silent watchers just as much.
But next weekend, we want you to do us a favor. Contact one person and tell them to watch Millennial-Boom. Don't do that. You're going to make it pop my ear. Don't do that.
Both of my ears pop.
Yeah. Make it pop. Make it pop. Okay.
Oh, you might want to not dance.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you do DNA? Did we do that last time?
Oh, yeah. No, we didn't talk about that.
Well, we found some new DNA stuff, but we'll talk about that next time.
We found out some new DNA stuff.
Yeah, it's like certain things, like she's susceptible to mosquito bites.
No, it says
Oh,
I'm
so you're
less
not.
susceptible, but I get mosquito bites so easily.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
weird.
less susceptible to having balding, male pattern balding,
I also am likely to like dancing.
and I'm likely to not like dancing, which is true because I don't like dancing, and I'm likely to be less tolerant of milk because I'm lactose intolerant.
But it also said I'm less likely to be tolerant of dairy, but I do just fine.
Okay, fine. All that scratching is making me itch.
We're glad to. Well, I was gonna say, Sherry, we're glad to see you too, but we're glad to hear from
I
you.
will do this for you, Mr. Badley.
Mr. Stanley.
I know, but I like Mr. Badley. Buffalo girls go around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Oh
no! Are you gonna? No, but
the Buffalo girls go around the outside. And don't see do your partner.
You should dance. I gotta change your DNA. I'm just kidding.
She wanted me to do an electric slide. I didn't pay my electric bill.
He doesn't even know how to do the electric slide. I was trying to teach him. He won't learn from me.
I'll teach you how to roller skate.
I would love to learn.
All right, guys.
Diane, more likely to be Stanley tolerant.
Facts. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Don't forget my website, MrBadley.com. Go there. Look around, look at some of the videos. And enjoy your time. And we'll hopefully...
We'll see you.
We'll see you next
week.
Sunday.
And so, what's their assignment again?
Tell one person so that next time we come on, we have a number of 480. No, I'm trying to do it. If we doubled it, it would be 500 and so 8 and 8, 16. Carry the 1, 8, 9. Yeah, 596 people.
No, 496 people.
496. No, because you got to carry one over here. No, you're right. 496 people. Thank you. I've been up since 5 a.m.
So have I.
Yeah. Okay, but...
And I ran a 10K this morning.
That's all circumstantial information.
That's all what?
Circumstantial.
Okay.
Yeah. I made sure that you were ready to go. Yeah, you taking a... Oh, I ran 10K.
Oh, you guys, and he warmed the car for me this morning.
And I warmed the car for you.
So we got up.
It was 47 degrees.
It was
so cold, all
outside.
my tires in my car were flat.
They were not flat. They were low.
They were all flat. I had to drive the car on flat tires until they heated up.
Yeah, you guys, it was crazy. When we got up and we got into the car, it was 47 degrees. But by the time I started running this morning, it warmed up really fast and it was beautiful.
And we stayed at the Cameron's Pub.
Mm-hmm. The Inn.
The Inn.
Yeah.
And if you go downstairs, there's a full bar. I actually had a Guinness Stout. And it was so good.
I had seltzer water.
I love Guinness Stout.
Because I was running. And I actually don't drink too much anyway. Well, you don't either, but.
I don't drink at all. I mean, I barely drink. But I had a Guinness Stout. And it didn't really taste like alcohol, which is funny. It's just really flavorful. But it doesn't feel like...
I don't like dark beer.
You don't like dark?
No, I don't like dark beer.
That's not beer. That's stout.
Oh, okay.
If you tell somebody that
What's
Guinness...
the definition of stout?
It's like, stout is like the best you get. And then you have the beer, and then you have malt liquor. Oh. So there's different layers of beer.
Yeah.
So stout is like the good stuff.
Okay.
Let me get to the good part.
What is Blue Moon then? Is that an ale?
It's an ale. It's different.
It's a what do you call it? It's a little bit paler, right? Well, actually, no, it's not pale. It's kind of like a golden color. I don't know anything.
I would love to know a great cocktail from Guinness. I have a bottle in the refrigerator that's been there for like 6 months.
I'm a mutant.
Yeah.
I'm a mutant.
But people don't know though that
there's a milk stout. What is that?
I don't know, but I heard about it. But did you know that if you drink like Old English 800, that's like that used to be they used to throw that away because it was like the bottom. It was like what was left over.
Isn't that you sometimes use that to cook?
I cook it with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, I drank it. And
when you were a kid?
Yeah. When I was, What do you think? I drank when I was a kid.
Like under 21?
Oh, now you're all better than me now.
No one said anything about being better.
When I was a kid, the drinking age wasn't 21.
Okay. Was it 18?
It was 17.
Okay, so how old were you when you were drinking Old English?
15.
Oh. You heard it first here.
Oh, hot summer day, and the news says...
Yeah, Blue Moon is wheat beer. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I actually really like Blue Moon. I do, but I don't really drink too much anymore. I haven't had Blue Moon for a while. I haven't had beer for a while.
Well, you're right. Old English isn't that strong. No one's strength beer in Canada. However, try Koki 900.
That does not even sound.
It gave you a 900.
900?
Koki 900.
What does the 900 stand for?
So Old English is 800.
Okay.
Koki 900 is 900.
Koki, how do you spell that?
Q-U something.
Q-U?
Yeah, it starts with a Q.
Okay.
Koki 900. It's like you buy it in the hood. It's like 99 cents for 40 ounces.
Still?
Probably.
I think with inflation, it's probably gone up to like $5.
No. Koki 900 is to get you drunk fast.
Koki 900, is that anything close to like CoQ10? That was a bad joke. Never mind. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Gabriel says it's Kochi.
That is not how you spell it.
No Q.
That's not how you spell it. Look up Koki 900.
Koki.
And malt liquor.
900.
And they might respell it, but...
COQUI.
COQUI.
Oh, that's a song.
Yeah. But it literally, don't play it.
No, I'm not going to play the song. Oh, Koki, 40-ounce maltliquor.com.
And you had to be, Old English had to be in a paper bag for it to be cool.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And in the summertime in Philadelphia, it's like 90 to 100 degrees outside.
And you drink
with
beer?
100% humidity. And you go to, and see, the reason why I was able to get beer underage, because they sold it at a place called a speakeasy of some sort.
Where you get it through a hole, right?
No, people would have freezers in their house, and they would literally have full of beer. And you give them $5. Or you give them it wasn't $5 back then. You give them like $1, and they give you a whole 40 ounce. And it's like ice hanging off the sides of the bottle. And it's just, and I don't care what you say. The news will tell you, whatever you do, don't drink beer in the summertime because
it dehydrates you.
It makes you, it warms your body up and you get hotter. But nobody cared because all we knew was that we were like, and then we didn't care about no diseases because I take a swig, and he take a swig, and he take a swig.
I don't think people really cared about diseases until COVID.
But we learned it from our grown-up folks because they were still in the corner and drink, not beer. They would never drink beer. They'd be on the corner, and I've never understood this in my life, drink vodka.
Ew.
And I'm not talking about like
Tito's?
Not talking about Tito's.
Okay.
Tito's didn't exist back then.
Oh, okay.
You talk about that fancy stuff.
Tito's didn't exist back then?
No, it was like some stuff. I don't know what it was. It was like, but it had little gold coins on the side of it, not real, but design. And it said vodka and black leathers. And it was this tall. Brand? I don't remember. I was a kid. Okay. And you had the grown folks playing cards on the corner, drinking vodka, and you see the bubbles like they're drinking a bottle of water. And I'm like, it's like you ever had to drink a bottle of water and you go, and it's like, glug, 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 glug.
Yeah.
They were drinking vodka like that.
That's interesting.
That's why I don't drink to this day.
That's interesting.
The heavy stuff.
That sounds interesting.
Because Schlitz malt liquor bull. Remember Schlitz? You don't remember Schlitz malt liquor?
No, I don't remember Schlitz malt.
I remember when
I can't even say it.
I remember when Billy D. Williams hawked Schlitz malt liquor.
Billy D. Williams
hawked? Yeah, hawked meaning sold it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, on a commercial. Okay. So my mom was like, I love me some Billy D. Williams. And then one day he's like, when I'm playing around, I drink some Schlitz malt liquor bull. And, he had his hair all slicked back, and, he looked all...
He looked all handsome.
Billy D. Williams. So he was actually out there hawking Old English, Schlitz malt liquor. Oh, my God. That brings back so many memories. I know. This is the longest sign off.
Massa Wells, that's the first time you've said hello to us this evening, too, to tell us that this is the longest sign off in broadcast.
Oh, we do this all the time. We fake you out.
We do this all the time. We say bye, and then all of a sudden we come up with a topic, and we just start getting into it.
Yeah, we'll save our stuff for next week. Colt 45 malt liquor.
Oh, yeah. Topo Chico, same water I have now. William, we have Topo Chico.
Hey, who remembers Cisco? And not the singer.
No beef. You talk about Cisco quite a bit on our podcast.
Cisco.
And when you say Cisco, you know what I think of?
What? Crisco? Why did I know that?
Yes. I think of Crisco when you say Cisco.
Who's ever had Cisco? Mm-mm. So it's like the first wine cooler That's not even wine. It's like flavored hard booze. So you take one little small one, go into the Cisco with liquid crack. So I remember once I went to the movies and tried to drink at Cisco, thinking it's like a wine cooler. I was wasted. This was Salinas. I was like, and I was legally able to drink.
Yes, I know. I know.
Anyway.
I don't drink alcohol. I'm so lame.
Oh wait, Thunderbird. That's the word.
Haven't had Thunderbird either.
Thunderbird was the get.
I don't even know what these names are.
Thunderbird was the liquor for the hood.
What kind of liquor is Thunderbird?
It was supposed to be. I think it was wine, but it was like I never drank it. Mm-hmm. But I remember seeing a commercial. I think it was a joke commercial. Thunderbird played and served in the finest restaurants. I guess it's gotta be fake, because no way Thunderbird was played in anywhere other than the hood on the corner.
Yeah,
that makes you want to just shoot people. You drink it. Oh, I gotta go kill somebody. Where's my gun at? Because you get mad. Because when you drink in the summertime, not only do you drink and you get overheated, when you get overheated, you get mad and you just want to fight somebody.
I don't know.
Okay.
When I get overheated, I just want to.
St. Ives.
I just want to cool down and drink water.
You like Ice Cube, right?
I like Ice Cube.
So what's the song you talk about? Liquor. St. Ives. I don't do it old English because St. Ives is giving ends, which means St. Ives was paying promotional fees to the rappers to mention the name.
To mention their liquor.
Yeah.
I'm so boring. I don't.
Thunderbird was 18%, and you got buzzed fast because you didn't taste the alcohol. You actually didn't. 18% alcohol.
You didn't taste the alcohol?
You couldn't taste the alcohol.
Oh, so you would just keep drinking?
Yeah, it's almost like somebody help me out here. What's that red drink? It tastes like Kool-Aid, but it's liquor. And by the time you finish drinking it, you were like, I got so sick drinking that once that I was at a roller skating rink, and they gave me a cup of it, and it tastes like candy. Almost.
And it's red?
It's red.
And it's alcohol.
And you would never know that you were getting until it was like you drank, oh, this is good. And it was a trick. It's like tequila. It would trick you.
Oh, yeah, tequila.
Tequila would trick you to make you think that you're good. Nah, drink some more.
Tequila has tricked me.
You all right? Nah. Tequila be like, nah, you good.
Tequila be like, tequila mockingbird.
Come on, you want some more?
Oh, you said you're joking. You didn't.
I got it.
You didn't laugh. Not
Cinnamon
funny?
Schnapps, that's not it. Four Locos, no. Slow Gin, that's it.
Slow
Gin.
Never heard of
Slow Gin was a red bottle.
Oh my gosh, you're so excited.
I know, because Slow Gin got me so sick that I was roller skating. I used to be a roller skating referee.
I know.
And so I skate backwards, I do spins, I was a ref. And then we had a big party. And I don't know, I think it was New Year's Eve skate party. And somebody said, hey, have some of this. And so it was like, the skate rink didn't serve alcohol.
Mm-hmm. So
but alcohol
brought
appeared.
Their own alcohol?
And go, have some. This is good. Damn. Hey, give me some more. Oh, this is good. Then he starts skating. He skated around. You don't even realize it. And he's like, what? And next thing you know, I'm in a room with the door closed, laying upside down because I got so drunk. That's why there's another reason why I don't drink no more. And I remember.
Did you throw up?
Oh, heck. I was praying there wasn't no porks and guys. And the room was super hot. Mm-hmm. So to make it worse, I was very drunk. The room was super hot. And that was a story where spelling is important. Because it was supposed to, I remember now, it was called Rapper's Delight. They put flyers out to come to the Rapper's Delight skating party for New Year's. The only problem is instead of the two P's, Rapper's Delight.
Oh no!
And nobody caught it. No, nobody caught it until the party's going on, and some lady calls up and she goes, "Excuse me, is it true you guys are having a Raper's Delight?" And I go, "Huh?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "What?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, you got our flyers. It says you guys are having a Raper's Delight party." And I go, I looked at the flyer. Oh my God! We put out
Dang, it's too bad you couldn't take a picture of it back then.
200 flyers of Raper's Delight.
You should have kept one of those flyers, Beeb.
How would I know that would have been
I
something
don't
today?
know.
That's, it's like, wait, what? And they go, oh, and you couldn't take it back. It wasn't like you can go online and go, let me fix this.
Yeah,
it was already out there.
Yeah.
It was already out there. So we having a Raper's Delight party.
Wait, so the people that made them, the people that made, did they misspell it, or the people that gave it spelled it wrong for the people to make it?
No, the people. So nowadays they spell check, and back then there was no spell check. So I don't know who built the flyer. It wasn't me. But when I got the phone call, I answered the phone because I worked there, so I was able to answer the phone. And I remember clearly being in the skating rink because we had the skate bar where you got all the food from, and the ring was made of a weird kind of concrete with a polyurethane finish, and in the middle was the actual DJ booth. So I would
in the middle of
middle.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And so you'd skate around the edges and go real fast and skate backwards and do everything, and it was fun. But it was really weird to find out that when somebody actually spelled it wrong, and nobody, as I was trying to say before, when you take it to a printer, you would take the printer and go, hey,
yeah, you would think they would.
You spelled this wrong, right? No, they just print it.
Oh, so they didn't spell it.
Oh, they probably didn't care.
Yeah.
As long as you paid for it, they printed it.
Dang, that's crazy.
And so I was like, hey, did you know that we have that the flyers say Raper's Delight? But it was too late. They were already out there. They were already.
Yeah. Did people show up to the event though?
Well, apparently nobody read it right. One person read it right. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we should go because of the fact that we're on for close to 2 hours if we don't stop.
Oh, we're done. Okay, guys. Sorry. I'm not going to bring up any new subjects, although I have a bunch of them that just sit in the back of my head.
Chris, you have to come on one day and tell us some of those stories about bad English in your travels. There's a lot of bad English stories, like people not what. There's a lot of stories where people.
Stanley, we should end this because this hour's getting 2 hours already. We should stop right now. Hey, Chris, you should tell us more about your bad story.
No, I said
because there's a lot.
One of these days. Okay.
But you started going on.
I'm a boomer.
I'm a millennial.
I'm a boomer.
And you can be anywhere you want to be right now, but you're here to spend time here with us. And you let us go through all this stuff. And, of course, the people who are here just to see Diane.
No, there's nobody here just to see me be.
Chris said he was just... He said...
Which Chris?
Chris, the retired CHP captain.
Okay, well, thanks, Chris.
And then your cousin, your nephew, who said that he can't wait to...
He watches both of us, and he videotapes it.
And he probably wears one of these, right?
What is wrong with you?
All right, guys. We love you guys. We love you guys. And sorry for the scratching. A lot of itching is making me scratch.
We have to figure out what's going on with these.
I don't know. I'm going to call up Restream over the next week.
And then Gabriel says to write down our ideas so we can bring them next week.
We'll write them down.
Daylight savings time ends November 3rd. So not next Sunday.
But the Sunday
after that. Sunday after that.
2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. And then it's election day, and then it's my B-day. I'll be
really old.
I will not be old. I will be so young. Okay, anyways, are we going now?
Yes, we are.
Okay, bye!
Bye. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. What are you doing?
I'm just waving bye.
But we're off the air.
No, we're not. It says, no, we're not off the air, but you always do this to me. You have to click end stream. He's going to try to, fake it again.
No, just go Control G.
Beep.
Hold on. I have to do it the right way.
Parrish, happy birthday!
All right, there we go. We're off stream now.
No, we're not, babe. It still says bread and stream.